Hello, if anyone's watching already. Man, it is not getting any cooler in Texas. Hopefully, wherever y'all are at, it's a little bit easier on you. Ah, well, to whoever is going to be watching this thing, it's late. Usually, I'm wrapping up around now. Finally got done with work. It's a beast. And got a little news on that whole, oh, what do you call it? Strike, UPS strike, since, that's where I work. Seems like it's going to happen. You got the pilots on board, everyone's on board. Uh, I'm not really on board with a strike, though. And, look, if it was like, look, we got badass benefits, we get paid pretty well, really good retirement. I think we're one of the few people out there that actually get a pension. It's kind of nice. So if any of that was really being threatened, I'm kind of all for it. But from what I understand, it's and you know, I don't mean to speak out of turn here, but it's about the part timers, which that's most of UPS employees. Most of them are part time. I don't know, they're trying to get them a pretty astronomical raise. That's okay. I don't know if it's worth striking for though. I appreciate those people. I appreciate the part timers. I'm a driver, so I'm full time. Um, my problem is most people that go to work for UPS part time, they do that for the benefits because the benefits are badass and they're probably better than most. I mean, 99% of all full time jobs. That's how good these benefits are. So that's kind of the main reason. Like my wife, when we both work at UPS. Um, she went to work for them 17, 18 years ago, somewhere in that neighborhood, and it was as a part-time hourly employee, working like 4 hours a night, 3 4 hours a night, and did so because the benefits were that good. We got 4 kids, and it just made sense. And it was a little, and she didn't make dick. I mean, she made like 8.50 an hour. Overall, it was like $85 a week, bringing home or something like that, $100 a week. If she got some overtime, it was the pay kind of sucked, but the benefits more than made up for it. I mean, it was pretty much all worth it, and that's why most part timers go to work for UPS. It's the like I said, the healthcare benefits, and a lot of kids are going to school. UPS will pay for your school. It's a little reimbursement kind of deal, but people have taken advantage of that and went on to great careers after UPS. So you have to ask yourself, okay, so if these people, because the paycheck is not, no one's making a living on that. It's part time, and right now the pay is like 16.50, which isn't bad for a part time deal, and especially when it's all about the benefits. You know what I'm saying? So, and look, I appreciate the union. That's one of the reasons we have such great benefits, reasons we get good pay and good retirement. I'm down for all that. But why are you striking when most people, or why are you planning on striking, I should say? It feels like it's going to happen. June 31st is our deadline, or sorry, July 31st is our deadline, which is more of a real deadline than the pack ever thought about. It's an actual real hard deadline. So if we don't get a deal, we're on strike. August 1st, we're on strike. So, but yeah, I was just like, okay, why? I mean, get them a couple dollars an hour raise, and I think everyone's perfectly happy. I mean, like I said, most part timers, they're either going to school and using that part of the benefits, or they work for themselves, have they're small business owner, or and need the benefits through UPS for the family, or the husband has makes good money but has crappy benefits, so the wife it kind of was with our family. I didn't make good money, but we sorely needed the benefits, and that's a lot of people, so UPS offers that. And the paycheck, you know like I said, anywhere between 2 and 4 or 5 hours a night. That's about, or a day, depending on your shift and where you are in the country. That's about it. So I'm like, why are you trying to get these people $30 an hour? You know, they're not really looking for that. Most part timers don't want to strike. I'll guarantee you, if you poll them, most of the part time people at UPS don't want to strike. So I'm like, okay, if they don't want to strike and they're good with, $1, $2 raise or whatever it is, I think everyone would be good with that. I'm like, what's with this 30 thing? It's because the union dues go up the more money you make. So that's my little conspiracies. I think the union wants a nice fat raise, and because it's not the part timers. I mean, sure, would they love more money? Yeah, absolutely. Who wouldn't? But they're there more for the benefits and getting their school paid for than anything else. So, like I said, it's not like I'm going to go and scab out and cross a picket line or anything, but so you'll get more content on here if we strike. You'll get that, damn it. I don't know. I just don't trust anybody. I'm not going to trust what the company tells me. I'm not going to trust what the union tells me either. It's the Teamsters, man. Where's Jimmy Hoffa at? You tell me that. Maybe I'll be more friendly. Oh, Romish Lance, what's up in the Big 12 country? What's up? We are all good here, sir. Unlike some other media shit that's going to go on tomorrow. Mike Smith finally caught another live show. Nice. Thank you for being here, Mike. Derek Marie, hello, everyone. Hello to you, too. Well, I've been rumbling on about work drama long enough. Oh, man, that's all I've been doing is drinking water. Soda, too. But mostly water. Yeah, let's talk about this Pac-12 shit. I've kind of left them alone for a small little while, focusing on other things. But let's get back into the Pac. It's their media day coming up. Earlier on in the week, we find out, we're no deal. No deal's going to be announced. Not even, the slightest hint of who a media partner could be, how much money, nothing. You're going to get nothing. Lo and behold, here comes, what is that? What's it, the Colorado Post or the Denver Post or whatever? Has an article with, that pecker with Colorado, their chancellor or whatever. DeStefano, some fancy ass name. Anyway, he's saying, no, we're going to get some clarity on this. I'm like, what? Yeah, apparently they're supposed to, today or tomorrow, I guess they may have already gotten their word or the conference call or whatever, either today or tomorrow, maybe Friday, that, there's supposed to be some clarity on the TV deal. They need some numbers. They need to know what's going on. It doesn't have to be the whole deal. They just need to see. What happened was, once that got out, that, there's not going to be shit for you come media day. No information on media day. Well, Colorado won, but probably a few others, called up commissioner and said, no, we're going to get some clarity here. And Colorado has a ton of leverage. Because they already know what they can get from the Big 12. They got all the numbers they need from the Big 12. They just don't know jack about the Pac. What's the money going to look like? What's the distribution? What's the exposure? They haven't gotten anything. That was surprising to me that they haven't gotten jack shit on any part of the deal. They don't know any of the numbers. That's shocking. At least, hey, what is being offered? Like, what's the money being offered? Is it 30 million a year? Is it 25? Is it 20? Is it less? We don't know. So you're going to have to come clean with what's been offered. And if it ain't no good, and if it's mostly streaming, well, decisions just might get made sometime next week. I mean, why would you want to extend this out into the football season? You wouldn't. It'd be really, really dumb. And it was funny that can't remember her name for shit. Keep wanting to say Cersei, but that's like Game of Thrones shit. The president, the president for Washington, stepped down from the executive committee. Of course, it was her time, allotted time to step down. But I can guarantee you, everybody else is like, whoa, stay there until we get the media deal done. Makes sense. You don't want turnover in your executive committee when you're working on a deal for your life. But she didn't stay. She went, oh, my time's up. Time's up. And there's a reason. Because they want out. Washington wants the hell out. Okay. I'm just going to go ahead and go. And then, they bring in Robbins. Maybe it was his turn. But I thought that was a weird, the timing on that's weird, because Arizona, they're not long for this world if that deal isn't that good. So it's kind of weird that Robbins all of a sudden is on the executive committee. It's almost as if like, hey, see, Arizona's going to be like just balls deep in this conference. If you stay, this is the kind of power you can get. Or maybe it's just his turn. I don't know. I'm suspicious. Sorry, I'm slurping in y'all's ear. Sorry, just having to. It's better than tapping a vein and having water come in that way. Some companies don't mind paying a little more per hour to part-time people since they don't have to pay overtime and benefits. Mike Smith. Well, not UPS. You got industry-leading benefits. You get overtime. Anything, and overtime at UPS is anything past, like, I'm full-time, so anything past 8 hours, I'm on time and a half. It ain't past 40. It's past 8. Same thing with part-time people. Anything you work past 5 hours, overtime. So you can get overtime every day. I've had checks where I've had like 37 regular hours and like 8 hours of overtime. As weird as that is. But it's daily. So that's not the case here. Mike Smith, do you realize that George Kliavkoff has not spoke to the media in about 6 months or more? Hey, I didn't miss it. Yeah, it's gonna be fun to see what old Scuttlebutt has to say. Extra, wow, that's a freaking okay. Someone's a real smart ass here. Elysium Nulia Solace. We'll just call you Extra because that name's extra. Di Stefano. Fuck, I don't know how to say his name. Di Stefano, get the clarity today. Don't know. Don't know. They do have a meeting on Monday. Was it Monday or Tuesday? 25th? Maybe we'll find out about the clarity then. I don't know. We may hear something by tomorrow. Mike Smith. Sam Bradshaw reported 365 that Colorado has lost around 70 million since joining the pack. That was illuminating, Mike. I will say this. Their alumni base is mostly Colorado West. They're big donors in California. That's why they're still there. There's people just clawing to stay. But, if I'm Colorado, I'm looking at the donors. I'm like, what are you donating to? 111? 1 in 11? I mean, I don't know. And you're losing money like that. I mean, I don't give a damn. If I'm a big time donor of that program, I want them to play somewhere where they can maximize their money and maximize their opportunity. That has not been the pack. Has not. Now, people within Colorado who don't give two shits about sports, they all want to stay in the pack. Understand that. Oh, look, we're right there with Stanford. Stanford doesn't give a shit about you, so stop. Who cares? Kevin Jones, SC. Has seen a chicken. All right. Maybe he's calling them cocks. Who knows? Mike Smith, I would think teams would like. I think teams would not like the idea of a possible similar scenario during the next media deal. Yeah. Yeah, it's nice when shit gets done early, like in the Big 12. I mean, look, we're not, we're still what? A year and a half out. Yeah. Sorry, I had to do my basic math. We're a year and a half away, technically 2 years away from this current deal being up. Because you got the rest of 2023, the rest of 2024. Actually, is it still 3? No, it's not. 2+ years, whatever the hell. We got a long time. We still got a couple of years left on this on the last deal for the Big 12 deal, and we've already got everything knocked out for the new one. I mean, we're not even breaking a sweat, folks. Not even a break in a sweat. Still cashing the old checks when the new checks come in. Extra, what do you think the new Big 12 logo next year will look like? Better or worse? I think it's got a chance to be better. It's got a chance to be a little better. I think they're going to keep the basic, thought process. Maybe change some colors. Maybe look like the Metallica banner. Who knows? Yeah, but the Pac's in a world of shit. That's what no one wants to say. They're in a world of shit. And now you got presidents out there demanding some clarity, demanding numbers. They want to see something. It could be another 4 to 6 weeks. No, bullshit. We've waited long enough. We got to see what's going on. What's cooking behind the scenes. Because based on that, if you're like far off from the number that they want, I mean, essentially what DeStefano, however you say his name, DeStefano, he wants to be the third conference as far as paychecks go. Roundabout, I mean, after payouts and everything, he wants money similar to what the Big 12 gets. That's what he wants. The payouts for the Big 12 was what? 40 some odd, $50 million. That's kind of what they want. And by the way, Colorado's broke. Like a lot of the other PAC schools. They're broke. They need money. Would have made more if they would have stayed in the Big 12. They should have stayed in the Big 12. They thought they were going to make more money. What happened? That's what happened. Bullshit is what happened. So I think their patience is wearing thin. They're like, no. Show us some numbers, or we're going to show you our ass, our whole ass, as we walk out the door. Because that's your leverage. That's your leverage. So that's your leverage for any of these schools. Hey, we need to see some, or our ass is gone. We already got an invite in the mailbox. All we got to do is check yes, send it back, and we're in. That's right, Mike. Patience only lasts so long. Putting in and putting in and betting big, big on Prime. They need more money. True, and having Prime would have been a fantastic diversion in the media day, but he ain't gonna be there, is he? I think even if he could have made it, no, no. Even if he was healthy, I don't think he would have been there, and he may be healthy enough now. It's not that far to Vegas. First class accommodations, the whole nine. I don't think he's feeling it. But I still can't think of that woman's name. It's not Cersei. Cersei Lannister, head of Washington. No. Uh, damn. Kase. That's her. I knew I'd get it eventually. It came around. Just had to dust off the old brain pan there. Yeah. So Kase. I thought it was funny because, I still watch the Monty Show maybe once a week or so. I like to see what everyone's saying, even though I've kind of lost some luster with Monty there. And by the way, it doesn't mean, oh, you got to unsubscribe. It ain't cool to be fans of Monty. Yeah, watch who the hell you want to watch. Just for me, I kind of, nah. But it was a reminder because, of course, who was supposed to be the big time, most influential Miss Kase, and I guess not so much. And it wasn't just that. I was watching that Big 12 media days, right? And to say what you want about Monty, showed up at Big 12 media days, as having he had interviews and things of that nature. There was a couple of things though that came out of that. I can't say it was disappointing, but it's pretty much what I expected, partially expected. Here's the thing about Monty. He is entertaining. Got a good personality, got a good voice. They do a good setup. They have a good show. All right. Once you get past all the advertisements and horse shit, it's a good show. Problem is, it's every day for hours. So you got to fill the time. Can't fill it all with the jazz, So what do? Sometimes you're a little full of shit because there's nowhere else to go but to be full of shit. So I bring into Exhibit A his interview with Coach Satterfield. I think that's how you say his name, of Cincinnati. It was pretty much just a ball licking type of interview, I mean, I'm not expecting him just to grill him. Well, come on, Satterfield, you weren't worth a shit. In Louisville, what are you going to do now? Huh? I didn't expect all that shit, right? But I was like, calm down there, bud. You don't have to drool all over the coach. But speaking of being full of shit, because one of the points he made to Satterfield is like, hey, Cincinnati is not devoid of talent. Still got players. They started talking about that. And I agree. I think they do have some players. A lot of them you may not know, but some of them that you do know, they actually have some pretty damn good talent there. And then for whatever reason, like the next week, like on whatever day it was, someone commented something about Cincinnati, and he's like, well, they don't have any talent. They don't have any players. I'm like, which is it, dude? So when you're talking to the coach, Cincinnati still has players. And now you're on your show addressing a comment, oh, there's no players. Make up your fucking mind. Just whatever bullshit line you want to go with, just stick with it. It's not like I'm never full of shit, but at least I stick with my bullshit. I will stick with it until, there's a reason not to. But damn, that was quick turnaround. And I'm sorry, there was a little karma there, a little cosmic karma in Big 12 Media Days when it concerns Monty, because there was a time, I don't know if y'all remember Golden Blue Dude, but he had tried, as Golden Blue Dude does, he had a lot of heart, but, trying to do a little collaboration with the Monty Show, like, hey, let's hook up, let's do something. At the time, they had about the same subscriber count, same size channels, why not? And then Monty big times them. I don't know. I mean, is it really big time if you have about basically the same subscriber count? I don't know. But he's like, no, we don't, that's not what we do. That's not what we do. And look, to Monty's credit, he's gotten some nice interviews. The president of ION, I think it was the Mountain West commissioner, did that. But when it came to Big 12 Media Days, they got people, they got to interview people. But I seem to notice that his little sidekick there was kind of bitching and complaining that people were kind of, giving him the runaround on some interviews. Kind of got big time, didn't you? Kind of sucks, doesn't it? Little cosmic karma. Shit always comes back around. It always comes back around. That's all I'm saying. So me, there's no reason for me to ever big time anybody. Shit. But I always appreciated people like Jim Williams and people like, I don't know, people on 365 Sports are affiliated with that. Josh Neighbors, for instance. They'll go on, what you would consider small YouTube guy shows and, be part of the show. They don't big time people. They just don't do that. Monty still feels like he's like working at ESPN. I don't know what he did there. Maybe weekend update. I don't know. I don't know. But because the interview skills, not that great. I will say that he tends to suck up a little too much. Like, oh, thank you for being here. Thank you for being here. I'm like, dude, watch David Smoke at 365 interview somebody. Watch him conduct himself. He doesn't have to suck your dick. All right? He just doesn't have to do all that. He brings you on. Thank you for being on. Here's your first question. And then it's like question, answer, interview, conversation. And then, hey, thanks for being here. Take it easy. Hope to hear from you again. It's that's it. You don't have to just, lick the guy's shoes, I don't know. I know I'm bitching about the guy, but whenever I see bullshit, I'm going to call it out. And there was just a whole lot of bullshit over the last couple of weeks when it came to old Monty. And like I said, if you're a fan, be a fan. No problem. All right? And I will call any bullshit out. I don't care. I've called out John Kurtz over some bullshit before. You think he cares? No. I don't expect Monty to care. Really, the reason I started this channel in like a couple of years ago, my main thing was just calling out bullshit I see. Whatever it is. Whether it's sports, movies, music, fucking politics, anything. Whenever I saw bullshit, here comes a video, That was the crux of it. All right? That was the idea behind the formation of the channel. So that's always going to be in there. Whenever I see some bullshit, here's some bullshit. This is why I've gone after the Pac-12 so much, because it's nothing but waves upon waves of bullshit. From the what's his name, John Canzano, that dumb sumbitch, or I'm sorry, people try to give Wilner a pass. No, he sucks some asshole too. That's exactly what he does. The drop dead deadline date is the media day. Guess what? There's no deal on the drop dead kick your mother in the taint day. All right, kiss my ass, John Wilner. Oh, he's respectable. He maybe used to be. Maybe he could write. Maybe he's actually got a gift for the written word. But what's he reporting? Horse shit. All right, he's just not as blatant as Gonzalo, but he's still full of shit. So I'll call that out too. The hell with it. All right, let me get a little caught up here. Sorry, Mike. See, you've been in here a little bit. Let's see. Extra. If I was Colorado, I'd feel insulted. George is like that one family member who owes you $20 and says he will give it to you when he gets paid, and it's been a year. Yeah, that's. I like that. I like that analogy. That's pretty good. Mike Smith, GK promises you $50, a $50 bill, but in the end gives you a $15 Netflix card and a $5 Apple or Google Play. Oh, $5. Yeah, that'd be a little disappointing. Extra, more like he'll give you a Dave & Buster's gift card and some of those crappy coupons you get in the mail for furniture. Oh, oh, y'all are hitting it up pretty damn good. Hidden Hawaiian. Monty does that all the time on his show. Bait and switch. Yeah. Greg Swain, prediction for tomorrow. Well, Mr. Swain, my prediction is bullshit. A lot of it. Will anything leak out on some of this clarity? Because I don't think they have a choice. They're going to have to tell them something. I think that'll leak out. I don't know if it'll leak out tomorrow. I don't know if it'll leak out over the weekend. But, Colorado's, I think they're done. They're done waiting. Let's see the numbers. That way they can make a decision. I think when they make their decision, maybe you'll get some leakage from Colorado. Maybe Arizona. I don't know. But if that deal sucks enough, I think they're gone. And I think it will. I think it's 100% Apple for maybe 20, 22 million a year per team. That's what I think it's probably going to be. They better hope it's that. So, prediction for tomorrow, Greg, is that it's a complete shit show regardless. You're going to have the media saying, well, any clarity on this deal? Because now the hype is... Thank you, Mr. DiStefano. No, whatever the hell your name is. Thank you, because you just turned up the drama. You cranked that shit to 11. So there's going to be a lot of, there was, we shared some clarity. Well, it's good. It's worth the wait. It's worth the wait. Whenever a carny tells you it's worth the wait, run. They're trying to find the missing lug nuts. Okay? For that spinner ride. Whoa. Well, I guess it wasn't worth the wait. Mike Smith, my team, West Virginia, pretty much ghosted the Big 12 media, except for Neil Brown gave a couple of interviews and left. Well, from what I heard, Neil Brown, was all rah as hell. Hopefully he can get the team to win something. I mean, he recruits well. The players seem to like him, but they don't seem to like to win for him. That's the only problem. Mike Smith, he worked on the Jim Rome show behind the scenes. Jim Rome. And didn't someone whip Jim Rome's ass, like, in public? Like on his show, like through a tape? It was that quarterback from the Rams, wasn't it? Everett, I think. Something like that. I don't know. Jim Rome pissed him off, and he just came for him. don't know. Jim Rome always seemed like a bit of a pecker to me. I don't know. Maybe it's that Northeast, arrogance or whatever. I don't know. I don't even know if he's from the Northeast. I don't know. He just seemed like a little bit of an arrogant prick. And sometimes I like that. I'm a Ric Flair fan. I like Ric Flair. He's an arrogant prick. And I have an affinity for assholes. But that guy, Jim Rome, I don't know. Just never cared for him. Hidden Hawaiian, he claims Pac-12 is going down the drain. But when someone suggests the Big 12 taking a team, he'll say how elite Pac-12 academia and academics are compared to the Big 12, and it can't happen. Which is it? A team jumping or not, Monty? I've seen that same thing. It kind of got old. It's like kind of just rambling just to ramble, because you got to fill the time. So it's like whatever quote comes along, he's going to sway that way. Then a quote, a little gust of wind towards the Pac-12. Oh, there he goes back again. And all the while saying he's a Notre Dame fan. He didn't really have a dog in the fight. Well, shit. Well, get a cat then. A ferret. Fucking raccoon, something. The little bastards will fight. Mike Smith, I have said it before. I like when you go on your rants. It's real. It was a small rant, though. It was a small rant. I won't subscribe again, but every once in a while, because Monty will supply me with some content. I'm like, oh, well, there's some bullshit I can call out or whatever. So, I'll probably continue to do that for a while. Smokes Kid was finally alive today after getting critiqued for arms crossed and horrible body language, looking like he was falling asleep. Smokes Kid, oh, what's his name? I can't remember his name. I don't know. Clint Smoke, or I don't know, something. Here's the thing, Greg. He's got some smarminess to him, some smart ass to him. He's got a dash of asshole in his voice. We haven't seen the best of that dude yet. We haven't seen the best of him yet. They need to crank him up a little bit. He's got something. I like him, but yeah, there's times where he kind of just gets lost in the shuffle there. But if you get him going, it'll be some good stuff. Clownzano, that's yeah, that's about right there, Greg. Mike Smith, he is always like that. At Greg Swain. Don't know if the hats, if it's he hates the job or is afraid to look up. Well, it is an internet show, but he's got a camera there. I don't know. I just don't think he's really found himself yet. I think he's doing that, but he's got some building blocks for some good stuff. K Dude, what's up, dude? If you're calling out BS in our society, you have plenty of content to draw from. That is correct. It is correct. Angry Gumball, this is comical. The Pac-12 is actually in a position to compete. They'll never compete against the Big Ten, but there sure as hell is enough money to beat the SEC. But there sure as hell is enough money to beat the SEC. Competing in that's what I don't understand there, Angry Gumball. How do you mean compete against the Big Ten? Is actually in a position to compete. I mean, if you're just talking about football, it's Pac-12 is a really good football conference. It was last year, and I think it will be again this year. Not basketball, but football, yeah. But what the thing that really gets me puzzled here is, but there sure as hell is enough money to beat the SEC. I don't You're going to have to clarify that statement because I don't know. I'm not sure where you're going with that. Mike Smith, Canzano is the the Pax Baghdad Bob. Yeah, Canzano's kind of like, yeah, he's like their chemical Ali, that's for sure. He reminds me of Dale Gribble on King of the Hill. Yeah, he gets stung by a wasp. Oh, it's a blow dart. They got me. They got me. Extra. You think Greg Flugar's update about the 25th is about Colorado leaving for the Big 12? Well, it's kind of what he's alluding to. He's alluded to that before. Didn't really pan out. But, you know, I actually think Colorado got, I think they were working really close towards it. And I think there's some people within the program that got, and not even within the program. I think there's people within, uh, in the university high up that got cold feet, like, oh, hold on, let's give them a little more time, give them a little more time. And then they got more time, and then you're still nowhere. So they're like, okay, we got to find out something. This is bullshit. This is bullshit. It's like, they could have already left. They didn't, so they can get some clarity by media day. And then you find out there's not going to be any clarity. Oh, bullshit, there's going to be clarity. You know? Oh, I bet it sounds like my wife is in there somewhere. Well, I don't know. No, hold on. Let's just give it a little time. A little time passes. Doesn't work out. Well, shit. Can we call somebody? This is bullshit. That's my once my wife gets to that level. Oh no, we gotta know something. It's that, yeah. That's kind of what I'm picturing in my head. Romish Lance, the most interesting question is whose G&A be the Colorado dance partners? Who's going to be the Colorado dance partner? I don't know if they need one, but I think if they leave, Arizona's not far behind. I think they're just going to say the hell with it. Hey, thanks for making me, the executive, or they put me on the executive committee, the Arizona guy, Robbins. Hey, appreciate that. Now, peace. You can go ahead and put old girl back on there. Could be Arizona. Hope it is from Extra. Yeah, I think that's the only way that goes down. And I really don't know, depending on the deal, but I don't know if Arizona State or Utah, I don't know if either one of them are going to wake up. I don't know. Doesn't sound like it. It didn't sound like it to, and that's one thing, that's my biggest question, because when you're talking about Brett Yormark, it didn't sound like more than two teams would jump. He wants to stay at 14. Remember that? This guy's not an idiot. He's giving you the number. Hey, I don't know if we can stay at 14, but that's the preferred thing, to stay at 14. Why? Because, there's a good chance for two, but Arizona State, Arizona State and Utah, I think he knows that ain't happening. And who knows when it would happen, if ever. And it also tells you that he's not exactly looking at Oregon State or Washington State, and there's probably not a chance in hell for Oregon and Washington to come to the Big 12 until they can get into the Big 10. So either that or they just don't, they're like, you know what, look, if you're not here for the long term, screw off. Maybe they're playing that game too. I don't know. But it sounds like he's only really thinking of two teams himself. Let's see here. Greg Swaim, and everyone who's ever worked for an ESPN affiliate AM station says they worked for ESPN. Yeah, that's a long list. You know what, Greg? I was in a local metal band back in the day, back in the 90s. And I swear everybody in DFW was in this band at one time or another. That's just how, the guy who started it, he was the vocalist. He had a good yell to him once in a while. But, His grandparents owned some pawn shops, so equipment was readily available. Here we go with the band. You know? But man, it was like a million different drummers, a million different guitarists, a million different bassists. It's kind of what it feels like. It's kind of the same thing. I think everybody was in that band at one time or another. So I had my year and a half tour of duty, and I was out. Mike Smith at Greg Swain. Maybe John Redcorn is hitting his wife. No, Mike, those are legitimate therapeutic massages for migraines. David and Craig Smoke. There we go. Thank you for KD. I was like, who are you talking to, Craig? Craig Smoke. That's what we're talking about. He's got some hidden talent in there. I don't think he's tapped into it yet. Greg Swain. Smokey Jr. He was good today, but normally in a trance. That's probably what you're trying to say. I'm like, I hope he's not in a trance. Some states that's illegal, Greg. K-Do. Craig acts like he's stuck in a job he really doesn't like. I think that's just, a demeanor thing. I like that kind of demeanor. I like that, fuck. I like that kind of negative thing. I don't know, maybe it's the Gen X in me, the 90s kid in me. I don't know. I kind of like that dejected kind of stance. But yeah, I think if he cranks it up a couple of notches, you'll really get some brilliance out of Craig. Damn, all the Craigs and Gregs and Megs and shit. Too many. Let's see here. Bigfoot Hunter. What's up? That's a hell of a name. I was listening to the Monty show when he said that about the golden blue dude and not collaborating. Yeah, it turns out people didn't want to collaborate with his ass either. So, like I said, the little cosmic justice there. Greg Swain, in a perverse way, I want the Pac-12 to stay together so I can watch them tank in a few years after making pennies and zero exposure. But hell, let's take two and be part of their imminent demise. Yes, and I hear what you're saying there, Greg, but to me, I want the Pac to die. It's not very Christian. That's not a good thing to say. I know you hear all these other shows. Hey, it'd be great if they could get a deal and stay together. And, it's good for college sports. Nah, screw that. Screw that. This is a whole new century, buddy. It's a whole new environment we're in. All right, survival of the fittest. They ain't fit. Slit their throat, rip out their ribs, smoke them on the grill, eat that shit, and get them out of here. All right? And next up, let's serve up some ACC. Let's kill that pig that's just rooting through the damn yard, digging up our good vegetables. Screw that. Let's get rid of that shit too. Because here's the thing. If the Big 12 is going to get a big, nice payday in the future, can't be a Pac. Can't be a Pac. Can't have money being wasted on that bullshit. ACC needs to go away as well. When those two conferences are basically gone, destroyed, and there's only 3 major conferences left, and I'm talking power conferences. Now, I love how people say, well, no, it's just a tier 2. It's a power conference, asswipe. All right, it doesn't have the giant brands, but it makes a shit ton more money than any G5. Already, we make a shit ton more money than any G5 conference out there. A shit ton more. I mean, did you not see the Big 12 media days where you got, Cincinnati, you got BYU, you got UCF, you got Houston, and they're all just like orgasmic. I mean, it was exciting, right? But they're like, money, because they have, right now they're only getting what, 18? All right, that's way more than they're used to getting. All right, they just saw what the payouts were in this conference, and this biatch, almost $50 million for 1 year. All right, that's way, way more than the AAC, and that's way easier money to get from, BYU can make some money, but they got to work their ass off to get it. This is like picking your feet up and cashing a check, way easier. But you see how they all act, right? Like, oh my God, thank you for putting us in this conference, because it's money and it's easy money. It's way easier than being out there on your own like BYU or in a smaller conference. It's tough living out there. So yeah, it's a power conference. Ass wipes. All these, I'm not talking about the people watching the show right now. I'm talking about sons of bitches that hit me up in the comments. They don't come on here and say nothing. Look, I got all these, damn, I'm behind a little bit, but you know what I'm saying? I got these comments, and people are more than welcome to come at me. People have before. Then they unsubscribe and go away. You don't have to unsubscribe. You don't have to just not, whatever. Just, if you want to be a pecker, that's fine. You want to be an asshole, that's fine. I could be an asshole back. That's what I'm trying to tell you. I'm good at it. Ask my wife. See, Craig Swain, yes, Hunter, I remember that well. Yeah, about the big timing of Golden Blue Dude on the Monty Show. Yeah. Greg Swain, Colorado and Yukon. Wow. Arizona might jump, but Colorado would have to go first. Yeah, it sounds like they're the ones really pushing for this clarity on the deal as well. That's what I'm reading into it from the Post. If you want to say Colorado Post, the Denver Post guy. Can't think of his name. He was on 365 Sports. He did well. And they are quick to get these guys. They're quick to get them. But I am down for some Yukon, Greg. I am down for it. Extra. LOL. No, Greg, I want the Four Corners to come to the Big 12. Then I want OU, that's our Oregon and Washington, to the Big 10. And I want all these schools to jump all in one day. It would be exciting. But you can't just have a spasm of content like that. You got to spread it out. Give us some time to make some videos here. Can't be selfish like that, Extra. K-Do, I would rather get Arizona over Yukon. Bring in Yukon as long as Arizona State come too. Get Yukon. Get Yukon. Monster brand college basketball. That's what I've been talking about. You want to increase that brand. You need brands to increase the overall brand. You need more brands. Houston, it's a good start. Yukon, they're a blue blood. That's what you need. You need blue bloods in basketball. Forget about the football thing. You're never going to get another blue blood in here. Don't need them, don't want them, screw off. But basketball, dude, we're the kings of that shit. Expand our empire, damn it. Let's see, Hidden Hawaiian. I had cousins go to BYU. Utah refused to ever be affiliated with them. And they may never be again. So good for them. Bigfoot Hunter. Do we know why the Big 12 never set a deadline for the Pac-12 team making a decision? I think they kind of know that it's rough territory. Like I said, as far as Arizona and Colorado go, they have a lot of people that love the Pac and want that to work out. But there is the realism or the realistic, the world of the real, where money just ain't going to be right. Exposure just ain't going to be right. So once they see it and they see what's really staring them in the face, then they'll give the, okay, We know our athletic program is dying for the Big 12, so let's go ahead. It's not the athletic people. All right. Coach Prime, all the coaches at Arizona, in a minute, would jump to this conference. Wouldn't even think about it. It's the little political bastards behind the scenes in these schools. Greg Swaim, if the Pac-12 doesn't have 12 teams by the 2024 season, they'll have to get a special exemption to have their Pac-12 championship game. Yeah, I don't know what they're going to look like there by the 2024 season. Oh, that's crazy. But that's interesting. That's why we all love you, Mr. Swaim. Thinking outside the box. Kalani L. What's up, Mr. L? I just purchased an Orange Super Crush 100 and going to finish putting new pickups in a Telecaster and wake the neighbors up with my STP covers. There you go. If you're going to cover something good. A little dead and bloated for the neighbors. There you go. 100 amp. Not bad. Greg Swain, maybe it's like when your dad drags you into his job, but you're bored. Maverick Buster, hit the like button. I appreciate that, Mr. Maverick Buster. Greg Swain, I've always wanted the Pac-12 to die after they tried to poach us twice and then wouldn't throw us any lifelines last year. Well, they did poach us with Colorado. But where they really screwed up was BYU. It was right there the whole time. But, we can't have a bunch of damn dirty Mormons in our atheistic secular conference. It just, what's the garage sale on the weekend going to look like? The community garage sale. You got all these people that, Mormons. It's not like an army of fleet of guys in white shirts and bicycles are going to come running through San Francisco and, screw up a certain parade they have there every year. I don't know. It's just some arrogant shit. And quite a trying to think of the proper word here. It's not very inclusive for the pack. Wasn't very inclusive. Oh, they're just a little too Jesus living out there in Utah. Yep. K-Do likes that. All right, guys. Have to get to bed. Have a good night. Awesome show, Numbskull. Thank you, K-Do. I appreciate it. I need to get to bed, too. Shit. Started this thing late as hell. Mike Smith, Shear? I don't know. Greg Swain, UConn has won titles with each of their last 3 coaches, so they're going to stick around. True. Pro Cougar fan, what's up, dude? Don't tell Utah that they are blue blood, red blood. I wouldn't call them blue blood of anything right now, Provo. Greg Swain, Utes, the Harvard of the West. Oh, you love to dig at their ass. They sure act like they're the Harvard of the West. That's the weird thing. Mike Smith, Mr. Rell, nice. I just got a Gibson SG Supreme about a month ago. Loving it. Oh, hell. Mike, throwing down some dough. Extra. Utah is so blue blood, though. Blue blood. Yeah, Mr. L's a bit jealous. I'm a little jealous, too. Yeah, that's true. The Angus Young angle there, Mr. L. That's pretty much it. Greg Swaim. The Pac-12 tried to poach OU, UT, OSU, and Tech about 10 years ago. Yet they talk sheet about Big 12 teams. I know. Hell, they tried to get half a damn thing 10 years ago. Hell, Big 10 tried to snatch up a bunch of teams too back then. I think what was it? I think it was Nebraska's the only one that left. They tried to get a whole lot of people, not just Texas and OU. Yeah, but it's funny though, right? Because Texas and OU leave, and then everybody just shuts the door, and the rest of the eight's face, like, no, we're not really looking to expand right now. No, it's like, oh, okay, bitch. So that's why I love it. Now here we come. Here we come. We're coming for you nuts. We're coming for you nuts. Extra. Can you imagine life if those teams went to the pack like a Twilight Zone episode? Yeah, true. But they didn't. Like I said, the biggest screw up they had was BYU. Right there. It was right there. Oh well, snooze you lose. And by the way, the Big 12 turned them down multiple times, but that's because we had a couple arrogant jerk off teams in our conference. And now they're someone else's problem. And one more time, I'm going to warn you, SEC fans. Y'all think everything's all swimmingly good. Hunky dory, Greg Sankey is just rubbing our little taints, and everything's all just doing all kinds of great. You got Texas now, UT Longhorns. They're going to put a horn in that ass eventually. You're going to need a massage when they get done with you. That's all I'm saying. So good luck. It's your problem now, not ours. Not worth it. Not worth the money. Not worth the time. Not worth the aggravation anymore. Don't let the door hit you where the good Lord split you. Mike Smith, yeah, it's kind of funny when the team like Texas is leaving, but instead of dividing teams, it actually brings the conference together. I know. It ain't never been like this before. Never. Why? Because you got the Longhorn Network. Hey, how come there ain't a Big 12 network? Because Longhorn Network. And then you got freaking Longhorn fans that come on here. Oh, don't be, it ain't about us. We didn't do all that bullshit. Shut up. Don't defend that shit. Pound. You're like, yeah, okay, we did it, but we're going over here. We're going to be badass. Okay, fine, go. That's something else. Some other little peckerwood commented on my stuff several videos ago, talking about, well, the Big 12 doesn't have any big brands, so you're just a glorified G5. I'm like, Mike, can you get out of the 1940s way of looking at college sports, or 1980s or 90s? I love the 90s. It's not the 1990s anymore. All right, the SEC, they're doing it the old way. The Big 10, they're doing it the old way with brands first, but there's some innovation there. The new Big 12 is doing it a whole new way. It's parity, not brand. That's what's going to elevate this bitch. So you add in key players like Colorado and Arizona, like UConn. A few of those ACC teams. Maybe even, dare I say, the Tar Heels. Some big brands like that, not necessarily football biggish, but basketball big, but also good in football. You add the right brands, the right places, the right markets, and you kill off two of your competitors for that third spot. Then you'll make part of their money, make your own money, grow your money, like in Mexico. That's where it's at, folks. This is going to be the most exciting brand of football amongst any of the conferences. We're not going to win all the titles. You're not going to see all the Heisman Trophy winners come from here. We'll get a few, and we may even get a couple titles here and there. But overall, it's going to be season after season after season of just some fun shit. Fun! Not 60 to 10, someone beat the shit out of Vanderbilt or Rutgers or Northwestern. You know what? Northwestern was doing pretty good with all the hazing stuff. You might as well leave the hazing so they can compete a little bit. Toughen these bastards up. Oh, damn. Let's see, Jeff Woodworth. SEC with a UT problem. Need to drink some cranberry juice. Yeah, they're going to need some vitamin something. Hidden Hawaiian, Texas and OU has always held back the Big 12 throughout its history. Well, they definitely haven't done it any favors. They didn't take care of it. I mean, why are all these teams leaving? Why did Colorado leave? Why did Missouri leave? Why did A&M leave? Why did Nebraska leave? Has anyone ever stopped to ask these questions? Something, some dude with a burnt orange sweater. That's why. Hidden Hawaiian, Texas New Year's. Shit, already read it. Extra. I'm looking forward to seeing Texas ranked #1 every preseason in the SEC. Like they understand our pain, then they can keep them. That is something no one's talked about, Extra. Yeah, Texas isn't going to get no #1 ranking in the SEC. Especially with Sark. With Sark. Fucking most overrated coach. Most overrated coach in the country. Sarkisian. Yeah. Can you imagine what that's going to look like the first year in the SEC for Texas? When you got 3, 4, 5 teams ranked ahead of you? Good luck. Good luck. Greg Swaim. Actually, the Longhorn Network is the reason the Pac-12 didn't get those 4 schools. UT wouldn't give up the Longhorn Network, and Pac-12 had the P-12 network by then. Yeah. I don't doubt that for a minute there, Greg. But that's what I'm saying. That Longhorn Network's been a bitch forever. Even costing them. But actually, they would have lost money going to the Pac-12, just like Colorado. Probably more. Jeff Woodworth, Big 12 has the brands in basketball and parity. Yes. And you could make a damn good living and be competitive with that. And you grow that shit the right way. You can't just throw in Fresno State because, we got to have something in California. No, you don't. You don't need a damn thing in California. There's some more buyer's remorse that's waiting to happen. You know, the Ohio State, USC and UCLA. Yeah, the Big Ten are going to regret that shit one day. I don't know. It's California, man. California just has a way of just throwing a monkey wrench in whatever you're doing. Hidden Hawaiian. Parity can build brands. If any team in the conference is always a threat to make the playoffs rather than relying on one team, it makes the product more exciting and builds up the brands. Exactly. For anybody who was a wrestling fan in the 90s, early 2000s, there was this Monday Night War that went on, right? WWE versus WCW versus ECW. Now, you had major superstar talents in the WWE and the WCW, names like, The Rock, Stone Cold, Goldberg, Hulk Hogan, shit everyone's heard of. ECW, not everybody heard of Rhino or Rob Van Dam or Balls Mahoney. It really wasn't about the individual star. It was about the overall brand of ECW. So whenever they had some insane freaking barbed wire, you know, dynamite under the mat, blowing people the hell up or whatever, whether you had a dude named New Jack flying off a balcony 30 stories up and crashing into some white dude because he loved laying out white guys. Uh, it was about the brand. You always hear because you didn't never heard WCW chants or WWE chants, but ECW was a huge chant. They loved those fans loved that brand. That's the Big 12, y'all. It's the ECW. ECW, ECW. Holy shit, holy shit. We're the Holy Shit League. That's what it's about. Extra. Brett should try to get Nebraska. That'd be pretty cool. Well, you have to have a damn big crowbar. That's a lot of money. Let's see here. Greg Swaim. Over the next 5 years, if the Big 12 has great parity, why it'll still be the Ohio State, Michigan, Bama, Georgia, Clemson, FSU every freaking year. TV numbers will get closer to the Big 10 and the SEC. That's what I'm saying. You got to have that new blood, right? There's going to be a year where BYU wins this bitch. There's going to be a year where, well, now everyone's kind of jumping on the Central Florida bandwagon, but they're going to win this conference. Houston's going to win the conference. Cincinnati's going to win the conference. Texas Tech is going to win the conference. You know, I don't care the way things look right now. West Virginia is going to win the conference. It's going to happen. They will find a coach. They will find a quarterback. They will put it all together and they will win the conference. It's going to happen. All right. I mean, just look at the Philadelphia Eagles finally winning a Super Bowl. They even got to one last year. Unbelievable. With a quarterback who could barely throw. Barely. So it's going to happen. Parity, baby. Parity is exciting. Mike Smith, I tried doing the Northwestern car wash with the wife swinging around saying you will not pass. She throat punched me and pours rubbing alcohol on my manhood. God, she knows how to get me on. Oh, we got a phone call. Hold on. Hello. Hello. Yeah. Yeah. All right. Give me a minute. I'll be right back. Bye, wife. Sorry, y'all. That was important. Old lady makes some badass cookies, so we just had to make sure she had the. Oh, yeah. Well, when y'all get overweight, you'll understand what the importance of from scratch cookies are about. Son of a bitch. See, well, I missed a lot of shit here. Damn. Let's see. Jeff Woodworth, you would think the Pac-12 would be super leery about streaming since their last forward-thinking idea went in the toilet. Well, we'll see what they do. Nathan Neck is thinking about it. Jeff Woodworth, Triple H. Yeah, it's about time he started hitting. Nathan Neck, Colorado is going to leak Big 12 jump Monday or Tuesday. Well, it'd be nice to hear. Jeff, oh, just incredible. Okay. That's I think he did get his start in ECW, or at least got some kind of a credibility, if you will. Wasn't a bad wrestler, underutilized by everybody else. Donnie, doesn't UCLA have to share part of their Big Ten revenue with Cal? Yeah, they do. Mike Smith, Tommy Dreamer, and Raven. Raven! It's one of the best looking DDTs you will ever see. The Even Flow DDT. Donnie. WWF and NWA brand names seem to have more of a following than WWE and WCW. I don't know about NWA, sir. Maybe back in the 80s or 50s. But WCW, man, I was a big fan of WCW. I liked ECW too. Good shit. It's crazy it was on the TNN, the Nashville network. ECW. That's like the least country thing ever. Luis Carlos Diaz, SDSU. Hey, got back in the Mountain West, didn't you? Well, let's see. You know, it ain't over for old San Diego State. They might still be able to do some. A couple of years. Mountain West. Mountain West is a good conference, sir. Christopher McRae. Hello, all. Take the late to the game here. Hope all is well. We are Wells, Christopher. Appreciate it. Extra LOL. Is that Monty on the phone? That was the old lady. Jeff Woodworth, do you have time to take a quick survey? No. This is about some of the best chocolate chip cookies you ever put down your gullet. Nathan Neck, only a loose framework presented today. No hard numbers. Crazy. Is that what's being said? I don't know. Hidden Hawaiian money put a hit on him. He didn't have that kind of money. See, Grubhub, well, kind of. If Grubhub made awesome cookies. Mike Smith, peek around the corner. Greg called and said, "Cloak and dagger," so Numbskull has to go get a drink. Need some water. Immaculate. Did it end? No. Yeah, sorry, guys. He's getting more fucked up bars. Oh, no. Oh. Like flu heartbreak midstream. Is anything announced today? No, not really. Nothing substantial. No. I don't know. These Stefano stuff's kind of interesting. I'm really interesting. It's going to be interesting to see what happens during that whole shit kebab they have tomorrow. The pack is 2 weeks away from being imminent. I'm not sure if you understand what imminent means there, Jeff. I would say 2 weeks away from being shit out of luck. See, two genders. Hope you have a good Pioneers Day this July 24th. I'm positive the Pony Express and Pioneer Trek went through Texas. Yeah. That would be, let's see, 21, 2, 3. That'd be Monday. I don't know. I'll be working Monday. Mr. L, lots can happen in 14 years. Pretty sure the least one team will win 3 conference championships in a 7-year period. Can happen. For a while there, WCW was bigger than WWF. True that, Immaculate. 83 weeks. I think that's the Eric Bischoff podcast. 83 weeks they were beating WWF. But that was when The Rock was still coming out as Rocky Maivia with his horrible, horrible hair and blue trunks. And that's when I stopped watching WWF. I saw that dude come out. I'm like, oh, this sucks. You know, and there's Stone Cold, and he was just, I don't know. He was the $1 Million Man's guy. And Triple H was still drinking tea with his pinky in the air. And he wasn't Mr. Cool Guy yet. I was like, this sucks. Switched it up with the WCW. Didn't look back. But those three did some pretty badass shit in the coming years. Christopher McRae, I can't understand why Colorado hasn't jumped yet. What are they hearing that would make them want to stay? How many meetings explain a rough framework of a deal they can hear? Well, I think their patience is starting to wear thin. I think there's this people, especially not in the program, but in the university itself. You know, big people in the university. You know, the faculty, of course, they don't want to. And we're talking about people who don't care about sports. Those are the people who really want to cling on to the pack. So the more you beat them down with no deal, no deal, no deal, the quicker they'll be here. Nathan Necht, you remind me of Hacksaw Jim Duggan, numbskull. Well, oh, I don't have my 2x4 with me right now. Hold on. This is close. I hit a thumb. There we go. I should charge for that. Immaculate. Mountain West is a good conference with a terrible footprint. What are we talking about? This is the West Coast. No better foot than that. Immaculate. Tomorrow. Can't wait. I'm setting my alarm. For what time? You let us know, Immaculate. You let us know. Jeff Woodworth. Just making fun of the reporting. And I don't blame you. Pack Media Hour should be fun. True. Pack Media Hour. Extra. I heard all the Pack teams are riding in the same car, small car down to Las Vegas. Oh. And Jeff Woodworth. Colorado lost a lot of money last time they jumped, so they are being wary this time. Well, they know the money they're making. Damn it. They know the money they're making. All I got to say is America wants you in the Big 12. America says you bring your ass, or we're going to come for that ass. Coach Prime, all right, you need to hobble your ass into Homeboy's office, and you just need to tell him, hey, Stefano, what are you doing? Huh? You want some framework? Oh, we'll build you some framework. We'll build a nice door to walk right the hell through to Big 12 land. All right. Screw this conference. They don't give a shit. They suck at business. The hell with them. Oh, but you know, a lot of the people that went to the school are in California. Well, have you heard the news? People are leaving California. That is including Colorado alumni. They're getting the hell out of there. They're going to Arizona. They're going to Oregon. They're coming to Texas, biatch. So, it's time. It's time. It's past time. Immaculate. I have to set my alarm in order to actually watch George GK since he's talking so soon in the morning. It's at 8 a.m. 8 a.m. How do you like that availability? I'm going to talk from 8 to 8:05. If you ain't there, fuck you. That is some sneaky ass shit. 8 a.m. local time. Oh, it's local time. I don't care if that's, whatever, North Korea time. It's just, that's ridiculous. Extras thinking about it. 8, 8, 8 a.m. Not p.m., not 3 o'clock p.m. Wasn't Yormark there all day? All day doing shows for 2 days. I mean, he had his little talk at the beginning, but it wasn't, I don't think it was 8 a.m. This is too good. And on a Friday, the same day, companies and the government or whoever wants to dump a news story. It's always Friday, isn't it? This shit's already rich, man. Let's get ready to mumble. GK at the podium. Absolutely. Good morning, everybody. I will not be taking any questions about, there'll be no questions about money, TV deals. We have like between 12 and 42 different partners we're talking to right now from all over the world. Telemundo. Telemundo is an interesting option. There's this unique channel in Kenya. Kenya's getting into football. People don't realize we're trying to take this bitch, internationally, and Kenya's a growing market. They're not third world anymore. They got to the second world. We're trying to get them to the first world. We're trying to help people. Cambodia news, Cambodia TV. That's a place you want to be in the 22nd and a half century. And we're just trying to lay some early groundwork. Streaming is going to be incredibly important, very important. There's a multitude of streaming platforms that we've been talking to. Maybe only one is willing to make an offer, but we're still talking to all the other ones. We've renewed our subscription to Amazon Prime, so there's that. We're looking at playing a game in Antarctica. The Big 12. The Big 12. They decided they're going to go to Mexico and get that Mexican money, but we all know the peso is not that much. So you got to have like a 2 million pesos to equal a dollar. So I'll let them waste their time going to Mexico. We're going to go further south. We're going to go to the most southern point of the globe. We're going to go to Antarctica. We're going to be the first conference to play a bowl game in Antarctica. It's going to be difficult to get fans. True. We'll be in the Antarctic winter. Death may be imminent, but that's what kind of where we're at. And any questions? Well, it's a lot of hands. I'm sorry. I'm just out of time, and I just want you to know we are on top of this bitch, and any second, any moment, anytime a toilet flushes, we could have a deal. Any moment, it could happen. You can get hit by lightning, asteroid, comet, a pulsar could blow up, supernova, a gamma ray burst from the other side of the galaxy, and a Pac-12 deal. Any of it can happen anytime. So just as Greg Flugar would say, keep your head on a swivel. It's coming. All right. Thank you very much. That's what's going to happen. Thank you. I've been not working on that all day. uh, Yo, Mark, Yo, Mark, show up at Pack Media Day with applications. Yeah, you might. Donnie, ESPN should try to cough up the money to get Colorado and Nebraska to the Big 12 because the Big 10 acts like they can't stand Nebraska since they no longer are AAU. Oh, that's where you're coming from, huh? That old AAU. Clint Moses, 8 a.m. West Coast time is closer to 10 a.m. or 11. Uh, yeah, on the East Coast. 10 Central. 10 Central, I guess. But, this is the pack, isn't it? Because if he if he talked, around 10 o'clock, it'd be like noon or 1 o'clock. Be a little better. 8 a.m. is a little suspect. That's all I'm saying. Immaculate. Oh, that is the best part. The pack is so low in the hierarchy that they had to take Friday this week because the SEC decided they wanted 4 days and all other weeks were taken in July. Yeah, you're right. Should be fine for you guys out east then. True. Lindell, Grapes of Wrath in reverse, people running from Cali. Yep. Immaculate, I'm stuck here in Arizona, not Pacific time. I hear you. Donnie, Ric Flair and the Four Horsemen. I was never the biggest Four Horsemen fan. I was more of an NWO guy. I just like them. It's a little more nasty with the NWO. Clinton Moses, I noticed the Big 12 Mountain West pack all had the same set of media day players photo shoots. Well, would not be I don't know. It could be something in the future there. Jeff Woodworth, Pack selling media Nickelodeon will get all the time slime touchdowns and 9-year-old color commentary. True. Clint Moses, Rooker Park got rained out early. Well, it is outdoors, Clint. Extra SpongeBob commentary with Patrick raging on George. Hitting Hawaiian Nick at Night because they couldn't get the slime package. Nathan Neck, California is the Titanic. I hate this place and getting the heck out to Idaho. Idaho's a pretty place to live. A little cold in the winter, but nice. Jeff Woodworth, every time the bell rings, Pack 10 gets 2 weeks away from a deal. It feels like that. Hidden Hawaiian, sponsored by Michael Scott Paper Company. Might be sponsored by Paper Street Paper Company. Or maybe Paper Street Soap Company. See if you can figure out that reference. Donnie, how many Californians are moving to Idaho? That might help pump the Boise State numbers. They are growing out there, Donnie. Nathan Necht, how long until the Blue Bloods pull away and form a Premier League of college football? Who is that league if it's 16 teams? That's never happening. That's the thing about, especially with the SEC. I can't never see the SEC doing that shit. They're really old school over there. And really, an SEC schedule is real tough. I can't see them saying, okay, we're just going to play a holy shit schedule every year. No. Because you got to keep, in some respects, you got to keep college different than the NFL. Because if you try to copy them directly, look what's happened to everything else. Let's try to compete with the NFL. They're all dead. If they're not dead, they will be dead. Because you can't compete. Not on that level, not on a pro level. I understand, kids are making money and shit like that, and there's billions of dollars. That's the second most popular sport in the country behind the NFL is college football. But the reason it's like that, because you got to take care of your regional stuff. You got to have proper matchups, proper rivalries. There's things like that are beneficial, that you things that you can't really have in the NFL that make college football special. So some of that you have to protect. One of those things are conferences. You can't just have one NFL style conference with all your biggest brands and that's all and they just play each other every year. If you want to kill college football, there you go. In the beginning, it will have major money. Within 10 to 20 years, all right. Remember the USFL? Yeah, something like that. That's what will happen if you go that direction. Immaculate. You see the new proposed NIL law, the new commission. Yeah, I'm going to read into that. Probably do a video on it. Probably will. I know Flugar went over some things about that. And I think he posted a link as well. So I'm trying to get into that, read up on it, so I know half-assed what I'm talking about. Donnie, maybe the Pac-12 should try Comedy Central because they're becoming a joke. Hire Eric Cartman as commissioner. Hey, be more entertaining than what they got. Jeff Woodworth, respect my authority. Donnie, invite the University of British Columbia. Try to claim Canada. Hey, they left their football up there. Nathan Neck, Boise State would be in the Big 12 already if their name was a state name instead of a city name. I can guarantee that. They have a perception issue, but they are a perfect fit otherwise. Dude, I like Boise State. I would not. Uh, I wouldn't. There's quite a few G5s that I really like. I like Boise State. I like Memphis. I like South Florida. Um, those are probably the biggest ones I like. I did like the Aztecs, and I'm not gonna lie, I'm still rooting for them in whatever future endeavor. Man, I don't I don't want the Big 12 to get associated with California. The entire state. Screw it. Just no. I'm just not down for that. But I've also been a proponent for Oregon State, maybe Washington State come into the Big 12. So, of course, UConn. Um, Gonzaga, if you can get Gonzaga, but don't have to have every sport, just basketball, that'd be nice. Mr. L. Donnie, you going to let them play with 12 men in a 120-yard field? 120. Yeah. We got to change the rules to the American style. Extra. LOL, and their wide receivers getting a running start. Hey, come on now. That was actually pretty cool. When done properly, that wasn't that bad. That was actually a pretty good idea. Jeff Woodworth, love to see the Beavers in Big 12. Yeah, I wouldn't mind that either. I think the Big 12 has a problem with it, though. Mr. L, I'm sure the Pac 12 would like using the metric system. True. Hey, this is where we could, you know, delineate ourselves. Mr. L, talking to extra. One receiver going full out toward the line at the snap. Well, they can work on the college level. I'm surprised no one has anyone ever tried that at the college level. I know it was like what XFL or there was a couple of those leagues. There was a lot of that. I think the indoor arena league did a lot of that shit. I wonder if any college team ever tried that. Just a gimmick play like that. That'd be kind of cool. Immaculate, I would love to see the University of Louisiana make it to the Big 12, but probably won't ever happen. Is that the Raging Cajuns? I don't know. They've kind of Some of those Louisiana teams have been like Louisiana Tech has surprised some people. Extra Chattanooga State Water Aquarium University would be great addition. I hope you're being a smartass. Nathan Necht, Immaculate Tulane might be a better fit for that region. I don't know. Like I said, I think it's the Raging Cajuns, but they play a little dirty down there, man. All right, guys, 11:30. I gotta call it a night so I can go to work tomorrow. Son of a bitch. That's all right. We're probably gonna strike, and I'll have like a month off, making no money. All right, Immaculate. I would dare say Louisiana fits Big 12 better than Tulane. Tulane is a small, private, kind of elitist. Oh, I don't know if they're elitist. I mean, I don't know much about Tulane other than I've seen them on a reality show, like a cop show, like they follow cops and EMTs, and they had to deal in New Orleans. A lot of trips to Tulane Medical Facility for a lot of folks on that show. A lot of stabbings, a lot of shootings. New Orleans, a fun town, apparently. All right, guys, so I'm going to call it a night. Y'all get some sleep. And be good to each other or not. And we'll see you next time. Peace out. Okay, extra. I'll give you that. It's a joke from Matt B. Graded College Football Channel. You'd like his stuff. Pretty funny. Gotcha. I mean, they aren't. All right. Immaculate still likes the, I think it's the Raging Cajuns. Green Wave. See you later, C. John. Appreciate you. All right. No more comments. No more comments until Sunday.